think that since going green and having a sustainable lifestyle is so popular nowadays, stuff like this, it's small, it's starting a beehive, it's starting things like that, that's really kind of getting people interested in it, and we're able to use green methods and find a way to make them work in a city, and I think beekeeping is just one of the ways that we can do that. Urban beekeeping has become a recent phenomenon because it helps the environment. Bees are a great bioindicator about how healthy an ecosystem is doing. It's a great attraction. A lot of people are doing it in France. It's a really big urban beekeeping area, and so is New York. A couple hotels have started bees up there. You know, it's such a great way to just kind of experience something totally new, and that's what we love about urban beekeeping.
Alright, for like a backyard do-it-yourself beekeeper, you have to first obtain your tools and your equipment. So here you have different equipment. You need hive tools, you need supers and queen excluders, hour covers, everything you need for a hive, and of course the bees. You need to purchase the bees. They come in cages of bees, usually from some kind of bee farm, some kind of source, and when you purchase those, you also need to have your frames ready, and by having frames ready, it means that you need to have your wax foundation inside and spray it with sugar water so that bees can adapt to that frame and start working on that frame. So when you have bees working on those frames, you can start having those, it already has the imprints on the wax foundation. So these bees will create and put their own wax using the wax glands and create these hexagonal cells so they can insert the food sources, their pollen, their nectar, and also create broods. And that's when the magic happens. You have your brood, and then you have more bees. And when you have more bees, you have more honey. And with the major nectar flow coming in, you can have even 10 frames of honey ready in a couple months. And after that, after you have your frames of honey, you can start with extraction. When you see those white glistening surface of the frames, you can pick those up, and then when you have an extractor machine, you put in the extractor machine, and through centrifugal action, the honey spreads throughout the sides of the machines, and there you have honey liquid flowing to the bottom of the extractor machine, and honey flows out to a bucket, and there you have it. You have it in your bite or your meal, anywhere you want it.
If you are getting more familiar with beekeeping and know your stuff, you get a little cocky, you take off your suit, you saw me today, and then by a mistake that can happen, you anger a bee or two, and then you can get stung. So that's what my expression is. If you never have been stung, you're not a real beekeeper. This year I've been stung, I guess 15 or 16 times.
No, I've never been stung.
4 times, 1 in the head, 2 times in this hand, and 1 in the chest. Not a good feeling.
None.
You know, I'm basically breaking into their home. I'm the burglar, and they're all just minding their own business as if nothing has happened.
You take this comb and you want to pull off all the caps without completely destroying all the rest of the honey. So it's kind of like a little, you're just combing the top of the caps off. Okay, so it acts kind of like a cotton candy machine. If you see it, it's kind of whipping the sides, it's whipping off the honey. This is centrifugal force, it's throwing the honey onto the edge, and then it'll slowly drip down. It seems like a small process, but trust me, last time in an hour we had 6 or 7 buckets. After it's been spun, the frame is completely empty. All the honey has been extracted out of each one of the individual cells without disturbing the wax itself.
The Founding Farmers and GW Apiary project is really valuable because it has to do with food, and bees are a very important part of the pollination process, and it's important for the food chain to have bees that are actively pollinating year after year. The other part about having honey and hives associated with the restaurant is that we actually get honey from the hives. We get to use it in recipes, we mix it in cocktails, we mix it in with our honey butter for our cornbread, and occasionally we'll mix it in sauces. So our guests get to experience it firsthand. And there's a great story behind it to share, and it's just a really nice way for us to kind of bring the farming closer to home, especially in a city.